I'm not cooking today, but I am going to be out in the garden this morning, so I thought I'd just take y'all along so you can look and see where things are right now. We still got a lot of growing time. It's really going to be warm this week, up close to 90 degrees, so maybe things will take off now. So why don't you come along with me? Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning here in northeastern Arkansas. It's cool this morning and the sun's shining. Another blessed day. It's been about, I think, 3 weeks since I done an update on the garden, and things are starting to perk up and fill out a little bit. But you know, it was 3 weeks ago we was having freezing temperatures, so it just takes a while up here in my neck of the woods for the ground to start warming up and things start, growing and doing their thing. But I can tell you there's no other place I'd rather be than out in the garden. This is where I find my peace. And I can get my hands in the dirt and grow stuff. I've got some gourds planted because they're birdhouse gourds. I want them to grow up the fence. And I've got some canning pumpkins. I'd like to get a few to can with the little pie pumpkins. And finally, I don't know, it's just taking a while for stuff to do anything, but finally I've got flowers and my vines are coming up. But it's going to take a while for all this to fill up, everything get going around here. But next week I'm going to get me some more flowers and stuff to plant. My granddaughter's out here with me making a mud puddle. I've got a cardinal vine right there that's coming up, and I've got some thyme planted right there by the door of the outdoor kitchen. Yes, but you can't play with that. That's Nan's. Right here, I planted stuff for the bees and the butterflies. I've got hyssop, borage, I've got nasturtiums, I've got different kinds of flowers in here. And it's taken a while for them to really get going too, but they're trying. And then I've got, I think, a little rat that's coming in at night and digging my flowers up, because I can see where they've dug them up right there. Because I had quite a bit. You see that hole? Yeah, they've dug up some of my flowers that were coming up. Right here, I planted some, they're called pink-eyed cowpeas. Because I planted them at the edge of this trellis because I wanted them, they make a really pretty pink bloom, and I wanted them to climb this trellis. This side, I guess, come out decent, but the other side did not. So I'm going to have to replant the other side if I can even find, because I only ordered one package of them because I'd never planted them before. So they didn't come up very good. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Right there's a lonely tomato plant I put in the middle. And right down through there are my tomatillos, because we love salsa verde. And they've got some pretty good blooms on them. I've got them tied to the fence there to keep them up. And then down on the other side of them, I've got sweet potatoes planted. Right here, I had some volunteer potatoes come up, and I pulled them up because they didn't look very good, and I was afraid they was going to give my other stuff diseases. So I just planted the sweet potatoes, and I just went down here and through here kind of here and there, and stuck them on this side of the fence. And they're starting to perk up. When I first planted them, I think I shocked them. These sweet potato slips come from last year's sweet potatoes. I had a few underneath the house. It stays cool and dry under there and dark. And they were putting on a bunch of slips. So that's where these come from. And it's taken a while to perk up and really not be in such shock, because they've been in the house and I've taken care of them and babied them. And then I threw them outside and it kind of shocked them, I guess. I don't know. And this morning I got this end of the bed ready because I'm going to plant okra. We eat a lot of okra. I'm going to plant it down on this end. And right here you see is my water bucket. And I'll show you why it's there. Because little Miss Avery loves taking it and making mud puddles to jump in. That's why she's always got her little rubber boots on. But she loves it, I don't care. Okay, so on this end will be okra. And it's really more space through there than what it looks like. I'll grow a lot of okra. We don't plant truck patches anymore. Since the kids are gone, me and Danny both have bad backs and knees and everything else. But I get enough out of this garden to eat in the can, so everything's good. And then I've got my pole beans. They're coming up good, and they'll run up my fence here. It'll be easy for me to pick. Over here, my cabbage, I'm having to keep them covered up with my shade cloth, but they're doing pretty good. I had a few snails get on my Chinese cabbage, and I just come out here and pick them off because I don't want to put any kind of pesticide or anything like that on them. I do use DE for the bugs, hoping they'll get into it and dry up. So I do use a little bit of DE. And right here I've got broccoli. I don't know how good it's going to do because, it's at this stage right now and it's starting to get really hot here now. It's up in the 90s almost. But I'm keeping a shade cloth over it, so I don't know. It just took it forever. And I grew all this from seed in my greenhouse, but maybe it'll come on and do okay. Make me some broccoli. I don't know. And then my sugar snap peas. I got them right here where they'll grow up this trellis. And inside there I've got cauliflower. I'm hoping I go ahead and make some heads. And right here, these were 2 little bins that I had compost in, and I just, I put my green stuff, and I'll put leaves and dirt, anything that I can put in there for compost, and it composted down, and I just planted these carrots in them, and they're coming up pretty good. And right here you can see what I'm talking about. And I'll just leave it in there and let it compost down, and then next spring I'll plant something in it. And then right through here you can see is my cauliflower and broccoli and stuff. And I hope it makes some heads. I hope it doesn't get too hot. It starts bolting. It probably will. It's just hard. Arkansas goes from one extreme to the next. It's freezing and then it's hot. But I still love it here. My potatoes are doing good, y'all. They look like they are. And they're starting to bloom. They grow, and I just keep adding compost and leaves and straw to it. And they seem to be taking to it and doing pretty good. Well, I guess we'll see if they make good. You see, I just keep layering everything till it seems to do pretty good. Now, I know the garden police are going to get me, but I've never had any problems. But you see how I'm doing my tomatoes. And yes, they are close together, but that bed is full of compost. And I put lime and I don't know what all, bone meal and just everything. And I've always gotten tons of tomatoes. So this is the way I have to grow them now. And so far it's worked out. I keep them fertilized and I take care of them, and I've not had any problems. So I know they want you to plant your tomatoes so many feet apart, because we used to do it, plant 100 tomato plants. But this is the way I do it now, and it works. They'll grow up the twine, and I should get plenty of tomatoes if everything works out good. It usually does. My squash and my zucchini. These two squash, this little bitty one, it like to croaked on me, and it's trying to live. This one's looking good. I'm trying to keep the leaves up, keep them tied up. It's doing good. In fact, I think that's zucchini. This one's trying to climb. It's doing good. I keep them fertilized, and I'm out here every day. I baby them. I really do. So I'm hoping they'll do good. All my flowers are, well, most of them's done bloomed. That's one thing about irises. They're so beautiful and they bloom in a couple of days they're gone. But yeah, I don't know. My rosemary that I planted here in the corner is doing good with my tomatoes. And I know people say, oh, they were planted too close together. But we'll see. I mean, it's worked out before, so they're healthy. I take care of them. If I feel like something's wrong, I'll fix the problem. But so far, so good. I've got some more squash and peppers planted in tubs, which is full of compost and leaves and straw. We've had a little bit of rain here. I've got cucumbers there. I've got to plant some more cucumbers. They didn't all come up. And these were some tomatoes that came up voluntary. And this is the arbor that my cucumbers will climb. So I just left the tomatoes and just tied them to the top. And we'll see how those do. There's some nasturtiums. There's my cabbage again. I come out here and I talk to them. I'm like, grow, little babies, grow. It's going to get hot. I know I'm crazy. And my leeks, I don't know if you can see them now. I'm always saying, yeah, I got leeks down there, but you couldn't see them because they're so tiny. But they're coming on. I've never planted leeks before. I have no idea what they even taste like. But Liz Zora, she plants a bunch of them. And people talk about how good they are, so I'm going to try them. I got some more nasturtiums and flowers planted over there. Right here, this thing is full of jalapenos. Here's some sunflowers and some more leeks. I've got some cantaloupe seeds that I planted in here. Probably won't do much. I'm just going to try it. I'm just that kind of person. So you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to try. Here's a nasturtium and a lemon tree that I grew from seed. I don't know how it's going to do out here. I planted some bush beans right here just because it was a corner that had nothing in it, and I can't stand that. And I had some beans, and I just put them in there. In fact, I done it just last night. I've got, there's another volunteer tomato on a vine, and I think there's eggplant trying to come up in there. I haven't decided really what I want to put in there. But this is in the greenhouse again. You see I've still got lettuce and greens, and my spinach is trying to bolt on me. Nasturtiums. I've got quite a bit of lettuce. I need to get that picked. And I have more tomatoes back there that just come up out of the compost, so I tied them up to the top of the greenhouse. See how they do. And I got more salad greens and kale. And then I've got some celery and some parsley. So that stuff's still looking okay. And these are my ducks. I love my ducks. I don't do nothing with them, but I just love them. I love to listen to them. I love to watch them. They got their little pond over there, and they get up on the rocks and they jump in their bath. And we didn't put anything in very big because we wanted to be able to clean it out every day. And Danny does. He dumps that nasty water out every day and gives them fresh water. So, anyways, the chickens are out in the pen. I haven't let them out yet. If I do, they won't lay as much, so I try to keep them in the morning. Afternoon, I'll let them out. You know, I had somebody ask me the other day, do you really like living way out in the woods? And my response was, yes, I do. Because the closer I get to home, I think my blood pressure goes down. I feel more relaxed. And once I get here, I'm just a whole different person. So yes, I do. I love living out here. Look who's in the water again. Oh, May. What do you do? I'm not sure. Somebody can tell me, but I think these are called moonflowers. I mean, it's a vine that I planted probably 2 years ago. In that old bucket right there. And they're just now, this year, coming out and blooming. They're so pretty. I wanted them to kind of wrap themselves around this old rail fence here. I don't know. Yes, you can see now, Lori lives out in the middle of the woods. Since all the leaves have come out, you can really tell how dense it is, and this is the front yard. Y'all know how much I love my chickens, but when they do this stuff right here and dig everything up, I should have put chicken wire over that. They wouldn't have dug it up. I'll have to redo it. I had a hydrangea right there in that pot, and I think I pruned it back wrong because it's not coming back this year. I'm not a good pruner. I've got to learn that stuff. It was a pretty one too. It was blue. And I've got blueberries in this trough. And that's a blackberry bush. It's a tame one. But there's quite a few blueberries on there this year. I need to put a couple more blueberry plants in here to have enough. As you can see, there's quite a few on here. Aren't those pretty? Yellow is one of my favorite colors when it comes to flowers. yellow and red and purple. I just love it. Well, I thank y'all for stopping by and looking at my garden again, seeing where it's at this point. We still got a lot of growing to do. The ducks are out there resting by their little swimming pool. But y'all have a blessed day. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share it. And y'all come back and see me. And God bless.